65 letters to go to schools all across the nation. You name a baseball school, I got that coming to my address up the street. My mailbox was, I mean, it was so fun every single day to be able to walk to my mailbox as a child. I'm telling you, you walk to your mailbox as a junior and you open it up, you got University of Kansas, Clemson, LSU, you name it. They were coming to my mailbox, and a lot of people don't believe that that can happen from Winston-Salem. A lot of people believe that that can't happen in the Triad because people here are lost. You got to get out of here to make it. No, you don't. It depends on how bad you want it. 65 letters. I'm talking about when I took my picture in the newspaper, I had letters all over the table that I can just pick hand and just pick. But that took hard work to get there. It took a lot of sacrifice. That's the word I'm looking for. It took a lot of time that when my friends and stuff wanted to, and that's what I really want to harp on today, is because a lot of your downfall and a lot of your pitfalls and failures in life is because of what you hang around. Everybody thinks it's so cool to be funny and do all this kind of stuff, but let me tell you a realistic stat, since I'm not talking to elementary school students in here, since I'm not talking to middle school students in here, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real with you. Everybody that's sitting in these chairs aren't gonna make it to the next level. That's just what stats say. Don't look at me like I'm wrong. We will hope as your teachers that everybody gets the message, but stats are gonna say what? Everybody isn't. There's people in here today that's listening to this message that I'm trying to tell you today, and there's somebody that's in their head saying like, I don't care. But you know what? I guarantee you, whenever that person continues on in life, where you think they're going to be? A person that says I can versus I don't care. Who's going to go farther in life? There it is. So if you find yourself saying these things to your teachers, saying things like, you know what, I could care less, whatever. You can do whatever you want to do. It's whatever. I don't care. Who are you quitting on? You or the teacher? You're quitting on yourself. Because everybody's guilty. I was guilty of it. I remember those days that I used to say that all the time. I used to say, you know, okay, all right, whatever. But I'm glad. I thank God that I had that. I thank God that I had that moment. I thank God I had that moment when it clicked. And I remembered all those talks that I used to have in the hallways when the teachers used to bring me out in the hallways and say, hey, CJ, you need to get it together. You need to get it together. You need to do this. You're talking about being a professional athlete. How many guys and girls in here play sport? Raise your hand. Played before? Raise your hand. There it is. So that means you know what it takes to be successful. You cannot just not practice and expect to be good come game day. It's the same thing with your life. But that comes from hard work and dedication, people. And that can happen for you. I'm not here trying to lift myself up. I'm here to try to inspire somebody to understand that that can be you. Forget baseball, whatever it is that you want to be. If you want to be a doctor, lawyer, teacher, banker, whatever it is, you want to be the world's greatest tic-tac-toe player. Look, if that's what you want to be wholeheartedly, then you go out there and do it. Don't let your friends create your dream. Everybody knows what an author is, right? Everybody knows what an author is. An author is someone that writes what? They write stories. You are the author of your own story. Why am I passing the pen to my friend to write my own story? Because that's what you do. You leave here, or I challenge you today that you leave here, you walk out of this room today, you should be renewed. You should be restored. You should be on fire. You should know what I want. You should leave this right now. You should say, you know what? I appreciate it. I appreciate him coming today because he reached me. And I'm gonna challenge myself to be a better person, not just for myself, but for my family. If you can't do it, like I say, like my father tells me, if you can't do it for yourself, and that's sad if you can't, but if you can't do it for yourself, find somebody to do it for. Find somebody. If you can't do it for yourself right now, it's okay. Find your grandmother, guardian, neighbor, whatever it is that you care about. Find somebody to do it for. Or if not, if you don't have that, because some people come up to me, I really don't have nobody to do it for your future family. Do it for your future family. If you have dreams and aspirations of having a big lavish family or a big house or anything like that, or you want what you didn't have as a child, what you're going through right now, if you don't want that for your kids, you better start to prepare now. You don't prepare when they come. You prepare now. So then whenever they come out, then what? Now you have something for them. Knowledge is power. How do you get knowledge? Does anybody know how to gain knowledge? You got to go through experiences. Everybody wants a shortcut to success. A shortcut. They want it easy. They want it easy. They want to be able to hop out of the bed, straight to the Lamborghini, straight to the Lambo. You know, you hop right out of bed. Yep, I'm right in the, you know, ready to go. But that's not how life works. But I'm telling you, let me tell you something today. Where I'm going in life, I know I'm going far. And it's not that I'm bragging about it. It's because you don't know what I'm doing behind the scenes to ensure that I go that distance. I'm talking about I've done sacrifice to the point where I lose sleep building my dream. I'm talking about I've lost friends. And the sad part about it, if we keep it real, were they really my friends if I lost them, if I told them that I was building my dream? If I'm telling them I got to study because I got a speaking engagement coming up, and they say, man, you lame, you know what? What kind of friend is that? Take the time. Take the time now to evaluate. Go through the little list of your friends and see who's really your friend. Or if they just somebody that you just like to hang with because they cool. Do not hang around bad people. You know what it feels like? Bullying is something that's serious. A lot of people say, hell, we're doing the bullying thing again. No, I'm telling you, bullying is serious, people. Bullying is so serious that you do not forget the person that bullies you, right? You do not forget the person that bullies you. Coming up through school, voted most popular, best athlete in the school, all this kind of stuff, but I got bullied. I remember my Parkland High School bully to this day. I remember my first day when I got bullied. I remember I hit that corner, walked down. The seniors used to be on that hall, and I was a freshman. I walked down that hall. I used to be intimidated to walk down that hall. Intimidated. I never wanted to walk down that hall because I knew what they was going to say. That stayed with me forever. You can tell it's still inside of me, but why would you want to dish that out to somebody else? So every time I see that person now, I don't remember his face as somebody good. I remember him for something he did 12, 15, 20 plus years ago. So now when I shake his hand, I'm looking at him like, what's up? How you doing? You doing all right? Remember me? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Bullying is something serious. You don't know what's going on in that person's life. You don't know what's going on in their life for you to put your mouth on them and talk about them. Nobody has a perfect life in here. Nobody does. I'm going through things right now. I'm going through things, but you know what? We endure it and we learn from it and we move forward. You hear me in here? And we move forward. Drugs and alcohol. Kick the drugs and alcohol if you're involved in it. I'm trying to tell you, you don't get far. Even if you do make a little bit of change. That little bit of change is going to give you an eternal heartbreak when you get caught. I'm telling you, you don't want that. You do not want. I had so many friends growing up from high school on up that I can remember that was living that little fast life, that little lavish life. You know, they had all the goals, the watches, the this, the that in high school, and I was like, Ma, I need for you to go out and buy the whole jewelry store because everybody else at Parkland looked like they just blinged out. Let me tell you how the tables have turned nowadays. You know, all the people that I used to look up to for all that little fast money that they used to get. Okay, let's see. Now I see them out and they're like, hey man, you mind if I borrow this? Because they done been busted, caught. Now they homeless. Now they don't have nothing else. Because they wanted to, instead of going out here to build their dream, they wanted to impress other people and now they're lost. Lost. Tables have turned. They're asking me for help. When I used to always want to follow them, hey man, you think tables have turned now. Because I took the time to separate myself from that negative environment, and now everybody else wants to be like me. That's got to be you. That's that challenge you got to think about today when that opportunity arrives to ask you to do something that you ain't supposed to be doing. All right? I'm telling you that drugs and alcohol is something serious. A lot of that stuff, you know what the definition of addiction is. When you're addicted, don't think that it can't happen to you. I'm in total control because there's a lot of people, if you listen to some stories on YouTube, there's a lot of people that had so much going for them. I'm talking about millions of dollars, inherited a lot of money from their family. A lot of stuff going for them. And they just, that one little time, you don't know how your body will react to that drug. That one little time. That's it. Over. Life over. Strung out, gone. So if you have a loved one or family or friend, hey, encourage them. Encourage them to kick the habit. Stay away from it. Say no. I just left for their graduation, and that's what we talked about. It's as simple as it sounds. Just say no, but it's real. You're saying no not just to be cool. You're saying no for your future.